Teenage girl doesn't leave store, so store manager checks footage. Hunter's life had always been a predictable routine. He'd spend his early mornings with his girlfriend, a nurse in training, and their 1-year-old daughter before driving to school till noon. Afterward, he'd report to work, overseeing cashiers and store clerks until nighttime. He'd then head home for a quiet night with his beautiful family. As far as he was concerned, life was perfect. But it would all change soon. The incident that changed everything seemingly came out of nowhere. As a manager, Hunter walked all over the store to ensure everything was in order. He'd formed a route that he adhered to, ensuring he helped anyone along the way irrespective of who they were, staff or customers. His 1-in-a-million meeting with the girl would happen on one of these walks. The day began peacefully enough for Hunter, who, after breakfast with his family, said goodbye and left for college. By noon, he'd already clocked into work, ready to start his shift. But although the day was bright in the morning, the rest of it would devolve into a gloomy, cloudy mess. Although Hunter had never been a superstitious person, he couldn't fight the feeling that something was about to go terribly wrong. Hunter got ready to start his patrol around the store. After a few fun back and forths with his workmates, he checked the day's schedule before aligning it with his daily itinerary. With everything set, he began his rounds. But he wasn't 15 minutes into his patrol when he saw something that made him stop in his tracks. A girl was standing in one of the cereal aisles near a cashier. She seemed a bit out of place, dressed in worn-out jeans with her head hidden inside a hoodie. But Hunter knew he couldn't judge a person solely based on their looks. As he was still close to his office, he walked back in and checked the day's footage. His mouth fell open at what the camera revealed. The footage revealed that the girl had been walking around the store for almost 2 hours. She seemed confused by everything, eventually stopping before the rows of cereal boxes before her. She was also eyeing her surroundings as if she were doing something wrong. Hoping she wasn't trying to cause any trouble, Hunter approached her. But he noticed that the girl, although seemingly an adult, was younger up close. Hunter's mind began racing as soon as he discovered that the girl was possibly a minor. How many harrowing stories of children facing all kinds of uncouth danger had he heard? Hunter hoped the kid before him fell in neither of those groups. He had no idea what he was stepping into. Looking at the girl as he hurried back to her, Hunter realized she was wearing a filled backpack, which she'd slung to one side. She ran her fingers along the row of cereals and picked one but didn't place it in her basket. She looked around for a second, and when her eyes landed on Hunter, she froze in place. As Hunter walked to her, she seemed to get a hold of herself and placed the cereal box back on the shelf. The girl stepped away from the shelf, turning around as fast as possible. But Hunter dashed to her before she walked away, asking her to stop. The girl turned around, looking up at Hunter with interest. He didn't want to ask her what was in her bag, but he knew he had no choice. If someone acted suspicious in the store, it fell to him to get to the root of it. Hunter introduced himself to the girl, asking her to accompany him to his office. He hoped to at least search her bag in private, so the public wouldn't harass her with cameras and the like. The girl agreed to the offer, but instead of following Hunter, she opened her bag before him. What he saw inside made his brows furrow. Was it a joke? The girl held her bag up to Hunter. Inside, several tattered textbooks safely shook. There were notebooks and pens as well. But as Hunter returned the bag, smiling as he was glad the girl wasn't engaging in any illegal activities, she asked him something that made the alarm in him ring right back up. "I need help," the girl said, her voice a whisper as if she wasn't sure if talking to Hunter was the right thing to do. "What is it?" Hunter asked as he walked the girl away from the aisle. He could see the worry in her eyes. "It's my little sister's birthday today," the girl said. She'd spent the day at the library but was looking to surprise her sister before evening. She had enough cash for the present. "What does she like?" Hunter asked. "Chocolate cereal," the girl said. "I've been looking for almost 2 hours, but everything seems too good to leave behind." Touched by the girl's kindness, Hunter pointed her to one of the store's best cereal brands. The girl picked a box and hurried to the counter, visibly happy with Hunter's suggestion. She was surprised when he followed her out of the store, 2 additional boxes in his arms. "Tell your sister happy birthday for me," he said.